now the 44 and the 47-yard line.
Yeah, actually, Roger, I think this is the worst field position that McCallum has had. We're talking about the 44-yard line. How many coaches are smiling on that? You get 3 in a row, first quarter near midfield.
Here come the Knights, and that's Max Perez. He's hit, bounces off, but he will not go anywhere on that play. The initial contact coming from Riggs Barrett, the sophomore linebacker, who also the punter for Calallen.
Yeah, really good job there, first down defense, and you can see a lot of maroon beginning to get off blocks now, right off the initial charge by both offensive and defensive lines.
Well, this is a Calallen team that was down double figures last week to Kerrville-Tybee. They were down 21-10 before winning that ball game 31-24. Here's the quick screen, but overthrown. Perez trying to get Gage, just trying to do kind of an extension of the run game, but Gage couldn't get his hands on it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Roger. Many offenses, spread offenses in this day and time, are flipping the ball out to the perimeter when they have favorable numbers. It might have been good that Perez threw this ball high. We saw the play by the defender jumping in the passing lane, so he threw it to mom and dad up the stands.
So, 3rd down and 9 for McCallum. They fake the screen. Now they want to go deep. Bryant's got a step. Bryant can't hang on. Outstanding play by Lively, who really recovered well to get a hand on it.
Yeah, had a step on him. And Lively, we see the makeup speed here, and played the eyes and hands of the receiver as he went up for the ball, slapped it away. This is really a tremendous defensive pass play.
So we'll see our first punt of the ball game for McCallum. Zach Hawkins back deep. It will be Bryant handling the punting duties for McCallum. Low snap, a one-hopper, high but very short kick by Bryant. See if this takes a McCallum bounce. It sure does. He's going to get an extra 8-9 yards out of it. And kind of the story of the first quarter, though, Steve. Calallen starting the ball inside their own 25.
Yeah, and it really would have had a chance to start this drive outside the 30. Got the favorable hop, as you said, Roger. And this thing was kicked sky high. It's like maybe he was attempting to do one of those end under ends like we see so popular, killing the ball.
Tonight's Smile Cam brought to you by Smiles by Garcia. There you see the McCallum faithful with a lot to smile about, creating life-changing smiles in just 2 visits. For more information, visit smilesbygarcia.com. So Calallen, 4th possession, yet to record a first down. And there's movement there. McCallum jumped. We'll wait and see. Well, 2 Knights jumped as if someone on the offensive side moved, but we'll get the call from Brock Pittman. Penalties have also been key early on against Calallen after that very first penalty against McCallum.
Yeah, I think the laundry's been on the field, and most of the time, except for this one, it's been on the maroon. And so Calallen finally getting a favorable penalty here. It's 1st down and 5. Might be a good time to put another one up.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe this is when you go with that play action. Garza, number 3, is one of their big play receivers. Doesn't catch many balls because they don't throw many, but he has 5 touchdown catches.
Well, we see the unbalanced line here.
Nope, they're going to go. Hawkins loses the football. Ball on the ground, and it's going to be McCallum football. Ian Carson pops on it, so the turnover gives it back to McCallum at the 30-yard line.
What unfortunate thing there. I mean, you would think somebody that runs the football as much as Calallen and McCallum do, that they're really pretty handy, but you got to give credit to the defense right there. It looks like somebody might have got a hand in there, and there's Ian Carson getting his hands on it.
Yeah, it might have been 56 Jack Switzer, defensive end. So a golden opportunity here for McCallum with 2:04 to go here in the first quarter. Kind of a nightmare start for the Wildcats. Perez, quarterback keep, and Perez has good first down yardage and then falls forward. Hey, Keith, Max Perez is a load at nearly 6'5" there. Didn't do anything special, but picks up 8 yards.
Well, you talk about +1. When you have your quarterback in a direct running draw, you have more people blocking than you have defensively to take care of. So that's an important play right now. And Coach is absolutely right about another thing. The unbalanced line is one of the ways that Calallen is trying to get their offense going.
Second down and short. See if McCallum takes a shot here, and movement, and that's going to cost McCallum 5 yards. So that'll be second down and 7.
Yeah, I believe we're trying to get a head start there. It looks like the right guard moved early. So that's going to take a little bit away with that first down yardage there and put them in a second and long situation. But right now, you talked about Max Perez being 6'5" and can run. He is like a hammer. This guy will lower his shoulder and really take it to you off tackle.
Second down, they give it to Julian, and he slips forward inside the 25. So third down and short for McCallum.
Nice yardage there, Roger. You're going to get the third down. For all practical purposes, you would think this is 4-down territory. Absolutely. So a run-oriented team right here. I'm not for sure that they go for anything big. They just need to move the chains, get them a new first down, and then attack.
It's a Calallen defense that lost their top 4 tacklers from last year when they went to the state championship game. Guys like Broughton and Riggs Barrett stepping into that role. Here's that quarterback power again, and Perez has got a first down and more. Perez showing the power all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Man, dragging tacklers. I mean, hit somewhere around the 15-yard line, and look where the ball ends up, Roger. He drags people for 9 yards, and that just goes back to showing you this guy is a physical force.
3-year starter at quarterback, and now goes about 215, and he averages about 10 yards per carry. So Max Perez, first down. They give it to Julian. Julian tries to cut back, slipped a little bit. Leomidi had the pursuit there, the senior defensive end. He's committed to Army. Kanisi Leomidi, 6'4", 275. And that'll be the final play of the first quarter. So we're 12 minutes into the books on this triple header Saturday from the Alamo Dome. McCallum leads it 10-0. KBVU Football Day in Central Texas brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. Injured in an accident. Good news, help has arrived. Thomas J. Henry is a personal injury law firm now serving Austin and the surrounding areas, available 24/7. Here is Perez, and he loses the football in the end zone, and Calallen comes up with the fumble. So the Wildcats dodge a bullet. Sam Allen falls on it in the end zone as McCallum was ready to take a commanding lead in this ball game. And well, the first quarter, Steve, everything against Calallen. Lo and behold, the first play of the second quarter, they turn over McCallum.
Yeah, they're pulling 2 guards. They base at the point of attack, pull 2 guards up on the linebacker. And I tell you what, he got stung there. What a bone-jarring tackle and hit by the linebacker. And the ball comes out in the end zone. And here we go. Calallen's got him a new set of downs here, and they're still playing from 10 down.
Now come the Wildcats, district champs in 35A. In fact, their win in the second round was over Mercedes, who they beat in their opener. There's the first give, and Brown hit by Lowen and picks up just a couple of yards. But it's a program that has dominated that part of the state, and again, beat Tybee 31-24. Alec Brown had a big fourth quarter in that one. He had 3 touchdowns, including the game winner with about 6 minutes to go in the ball game. But, Steve, they got to figure out this McCallum front.
Yeah, and McCallum has figured out the formations that Calallen is throwing at them. Once again, 4-man surface with a wing back and a strong, nasty slot. Everything looks right.
My goodness. The penetration by Lord Barriere right there, the junior nose guard, was something special. Hey, Keith, I want to get your thoughts on the McCallum sideline because everything going in their favor and suddenly hit with a little adversity.
Oh, there's no question about that. That was a gigantic blow. You know, they took over on the turnover, had the great opportunity to really step out on themselves with a 17-point lead. Now this defense has got to get a stop.
Oh, they've been excellent on third down, and another third and long. Seems like same song, different verse for the Calallen offense, and that looked like a broken play. Duff retreating. He'll just have to throw it out of bounds. I don't know if that was a busted play or a play action that McCallum didn't bite on, but Williams and Fought were pressuring Duff, and he couldn't do anything but throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, when you've got that many people at the point of attack, the safety is right there in the quarterback's face. And so it's the backside receiver that was released, trying to slip him across in that void, but the safety picked him up on the right side, and just once again, great defense. You got to give a lot of credit to the McCallum preparation.
Another punt for Barrett here, and about the same spot in the field. This one will bounce sideways and uncanny, where McCallum will continue to start their offensive drives from the 47-yard line. And Steve, looking back at that play, looked like they wanted to do something with Garza, either a reverse or a fake reverse, but they couldn't even get that point where they did one or the other before there were guys in the backfield.
Yeah, a lot of wind addressing right here, trying to fool them. They end up releasing the tight end, and then, as we mentioned, a great job there by Will Lowen picking him up.
There you see head coach Charles Taylor, McCallum Knights, said our guys don't know any better. They just keep playing and keep winning, and roster of about 30 kids. Here's that speed sweep to Gage, bottled up and then cuts it up and actually ends up picking up a few yards, and that'll take it right to midfield, and that'll bring up second down. Brian Juarez, a backup linebacker, with the tackle.
Below the waist.
Well,
on the offense, number 70, 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
Big penalty right there, Steve. 15 yards instead of second down and 6, 1st and 25.
Yeah, we'll see how McCallum deals with a little bit of adversity. They haven't had a whole lot to this point, except for the last drive. You know, everything was going their way. They coughed it up going in, so they've still got the 10-point lead. But Calallen's been playing at the point of attack pretty good, but you just got to give it up to the running backs. Julian's done it. Gage has done it. When it's stacked up, they stick a foot and at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
4 receivers in the set for Perez. He wants to go deep, wants that fade to Mason Bryant. Bryant can't make the catch. Excellent coverage. That time it's Richard Davis, so this time Davis draws the assignment, and the senior makes the play.
Yeah, he does a really good job, stride for stride, right down the sideline. And as you mentioned, Roger, this is the third time that Max Perez has gone deep. Ball is on target, but so is the defense. And you can see as it drops out of the sky, receivers there, DBs there, 50-50 ball. Defense is winning so far.
Yeah, 6-foot Richard Davis defending 6'5" Mason Bryant. Second down, the give, or the keep rather, from Perez. He's hitting. Won't get much on that. That's going to bring up a third and very long. Garrett Height, their senior safety, leading tackler. 109 tackles coming in, making the stop right there.
Yeah, doing a really good job. The safeties have been very active on both sides of the football, and it's just, well, that's why they're here. You know, you've got 2 undefeated football teams. Obviously, they've learned to play defense over the course of that time.
So 3rd and 17 after that chop block penalty for McCallum. Blitz coming. Perez right down the seam, too high, looking for Davis Rowe, and that's going to bring up a punting situation for McCallum.
Yeah, Rowe coming from the slot position, and he's streaking across the middle on an end cut, and Perez just can't get his front foot down a little quick enough to get that ball pulled down on his receiver.
So Carson back to punt for, or Bryant rather, back to punt for the Knights. Zach Hawkins setting up at about the 20-yard line for Calallen. Good snap that time, and kind of a hook punt, but it gets a good bounce, and finally, Hawkins got caught in between, and he'll be frustrated, but really you can't blame him not picking up that ball swimming, but it turns out great for McCallum all the way down to the 11.
Yeah, those end over ends that are flat and really off to the side, it's really the way to go when you have a single safety back. And if you had two guys back, you might be able to go over there and get under that because you're lined up wider. But, hey, getting the football back away from McCallum, whether it's on the 10-yard line or the 17, right now you need the football. You need to move the chains.
It's about a 50-yard punt, no return for Mason Bryant. So Calallen takes over this time at their own 11-yard line. See what they can do offensively. There you see that front shift, and they shift right into the hole of Alec Brown. I want to go back to Keith, and just from your vantage point, Keith, how dominant is this McCallum front?
Well, they've done a nice job again with the shifting, but the penetration, as Coach was talking about, anytime you penetrate when you've got an unbalance or when you're trying to force a team to collapse the outside where you can get around the corner, when you get penetration, you're not going to get the corner, and that's exactly what the Knights have done.
Meantime, Calallen's got to figure out a way to get some chunk plays here. They continue to find themselves behind the chains. This is a 2nd down and 8. And that time, Duff blown up in the backfield. That was Ian Carson. I don't think Duff could believe he was there because he was kind of buried under a Calallen blocker.
That's right. Carson normally not with his hand on the ground, and here he is really blowing it up. As Keith mentioned, penetration right now is winning the day, and at the point of attack, McCallum is on point with nearly every one of their defensive calls. So obviously Coach Taylor and his defensive staff here has put something really unique together here.
3rd down and long. Duff straight back, going up top, too tall for Hawkins. Zach Hawkins, the intended receiver, but that one sails incomplete, and that'll bring up a punting situation. Ty Washington on the coverage.
Yeah, Ty Washington getting there very quickly. The high ball, and we've talked about it when you're a run-oriented team. You know, the balls are not always as accurate as a lot of the spread teams are with their quarterback play, but, you know, the defensive front and penetration, as we mentioned before, has really put a lot of extra hard play there by the defensive front.
Good looking punt by Barrett. This one fair catch, but excellent field position. Well, let's flip the script here, Steve. And McCallum has to feel like we could be up 3 or 4 touchdowns. You look up, it's still just 10-0. So there is a little bit of urgency on their part because eventually you think the field position's going to flip and Calallen's going to do something offensively.
Well, and then obviously Coach Taylor's going to talk about that. You know, we've had opportunities. We need to get the ball in, especially to his coaching staff, keep the boys calm. But on the other side, you've got the longtime legend there with 445 victories, and he's saying, boys, just keep plugging. Just keep plugging. It's all going to change here. Just keep doing what we've done for years.
Here's Julian. Julian is hit by Leo Midian. With one arm, he hangs on to the very elusive Alexander Julian. What a play right there by the senior defensive lineman.
Yeah, 2nd down and 9. There have not been a whole lot of those in this game so far, and defensive front there are doing a great job.
Well, this is very important for McCallum because Judah Copeland is down. Copeland, their outstanding left tackle, the senior, down right at the 50-yard line. Again, talking about 4 weeks into the playoffs after obviously a 10-week regular season. And you talk to these coaches about health as we see Copeland able to get up off his feet, but especially a roster like McCallum, Steve, where the margin for injury just isn't that great.
Well, and you can see the number of players at Calallen compared to what's on the sideline at McCallum. And Judah Copeland, the premier offensive lineman there for McCallum. You know, you're not just losing a body, you're losing a dominant player. Hopefully it was just the breath being knocked out of him. Looks like he's walking around talking to coaches right now, or I don't know what that was, but he was sure slamming the ground with his foot.
So Michael Tovar, the junior, will step in at that left defensive tackle or left offensive tackle position. And second down. Now Charles Taylor wants to take a timeout, and I think he took that so he could get Copeland back in. We'll take it. McCallum up 10-0. We're back as McCallum has a second down, and Copeland is back in the ball game. So that's why Charles Taylor took the timeout. Copeland had to come out of the game because of the injury, but he felt it was worth the timeout to get his left tackle in there. Here's the give to Julian. Julian hit and then tripped up, and that'll bring up a third down and long. Reminder that KBVO's Football Day in Central Texas brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. Injured in an accident? Good news. Help has arrived. Thomas J. Henry is a personal injury law firm now serving Austin and the surrounding communities. Available 24/7, nights and weekends. Call Thomas J. Henry now at 512-817-1905. So big third down play coming for the McCallum Knights.
Well, big play at the point of attack.